Today is September 22nd, 2024, and being Sunday and being quiet, I thought I should make a video because of the noises outside. I need to make my videos before 7 a.m., which is okay if you wake up at 3, for instance. Anyway, I was thinking today about assertiveness and being assertive. Obviously, it's going to be a rant on this subject, so if you're not interested, don't mind me. Do better things with your time. But I just feel this thing. This should go in tandem with my other video, Fake It Till You Make It. If I remember, I'll put the link in for whomever is venturing on my dangerous page. Because basically, in my experience, I know how, especially in North America, this thing is being pushed. You need to be assertive. And I don't know, when you go for a job interview or you talk to someone who intimidates you, or just in general, you're there shy and you're being told you need to be more assertive. And it's also going for the other ones who are not shy but are crooks, right? You always have to look at the two sides, or minimum two sides. As you know, even gender has now so many. Oh, am I gonna get even more blocked now that I said that? Anyway, I'm not part of the undecided, even though my masculine traits are overwhelming, especially when it comes to taking action. Yes. And where was I? Alright, so the other ones, the crooks, they take it as assertiveness means to bluff. Bluff, bluff, bluff. Fake it till you make it. But assertiveness really is being confident because you are relying on solid ground. It's not a made up bridge, you know. Anyway, Wikipedia says assertiveness is the quality of being self-assured and confident without being aggressive to defend a right point of view or a relevant statement. In the field of psychology and psychotherapy, it is a skill that can be learned and a mode of communication. Everything is a mode of communication, in my opinion. Alright, what else it says here? A form of behavior characterized by a confident declaration or affirmation of a statement without need of proof. This affirms the person's rights or point of view without either aggressively threatening the rights of another, assuming a position of dominance, for instance, or submissively permitting another to ignore or deny one's rights or point of view. That's an interesting point here. Look at that. Assertiveness is a communication skill that can be taught, and the skills of assertive communication effectively learned. But before you're being taught how to be assertive, you need to be taught how to respect truth, how to know your competency, and how you judge yourself. Make sure you're not overly critical. This is my problem. I already and I always was overly critical of myself while I was not paying attention at the people around me who were bluffingly assertive dominance over me. I don't even know if that is grammatically correct, but at least I do have an excuse. It's not my first language, right? Anyway, it's talking about training as well, and it talks about rights. So basically, here is... Oh my, I found something interesting here. Broken record. The broken record technique consists of simply repeating your requests or your refusals every time you are met with resistance. The term comes from vinyl records, the surface of which, when scratched, would lead the needle of a record player to loop over the same few seconds of the recording indefinitely. As with a broken record, the key to this approach is repetition, where your partner will not take no for an answer. You see, that is where I have a problem with assertiveness. Just because somebody's being assertive, that doesn't mean that you need to bend down and crawl at the feet of deceit. I don't know. It sounds like a rhyme to me here. It just came to my mind, and I think I'm channeling people. Yes. Oh my, look at that. We also have fogging. My mind went to flogging. Negative assertion is agreement with criticism and without letting up demand. I statements can be used to voice one's feelings and wishes from a personal position without expressing a judgment about the other person or blaming one's feelings on them. I do a lot of I statements, actually. I don't know, I feel that is helpful when you try to relate with someone, because they feel less alone in whatever they're experiencing. And typically when people share experiences, they only share, I think, I might be dead wrong on that too, when people share experiences is to get closer to each other, to know each other. In some instances, that's a technique used to know your opponent, right? Know your enemy. Whomever hasn't read The Art of War, you definitely need to. And there's another more recent book, Power versus Force, which is mind-blowing to me. But all these things are basically techniques. I mean, in today's world, if you want to get anywhere, you absolutely need to look into psychology a lot. That's what the ones who have money do, right? That's why you need to hold a monopoly on media, on people who you put out there for others to see. Yes, I was just listening to that bell. I was trying to think, what's my attention telling me right now? It's all about making noise. You know, like you're having a fight with someone, and just because they shout the loudest, that automatically makes them right. Well, doesn't make them right, makes them stupid, in my opinion. You cannot be a bully and you think you're assertive. There's no way you can compare the two because they are based on different values. One is based on intimidation and the other one is based on you standing your ground because you know you are correct and you're trying to do it as diplomatically as you can while somebody's bullying you and intimidating you, because this is how things work in our society. Oh, I didn't think I would have more stuff to rant about, but I just had this thought about the living situations people are finding themselves in. We live in a world where they don't care you don't have a place to sleep. Not the ones who have, a few homes all over the world just because. Meanwhile, you nowadays in some countries, if you have a second residence, second home, you're supposed to pay 70% of the value in fees, imposits, or whatever they're called. I don't know, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Some bully decides you should not have more properties. Or if you do, you need to be stinking rich so you can pay the dues. But we also know that there are those smart ones, quotation marks there, who find loopholes. So they don't even need to do that. There's an exemption somewhere, everywhere, for those who hold the knife and bread. I don't know, I had enough of this, and that's why I feel so triggered when I sense clearly my rights are being trampled over constantly. And one of them is my right to have a roof over my head without constantly fearing they're increasing the rent. I sort of contested it last year because of my disability, and this year, guess what? It was doubled. I mean, they had to, okay, listen, we gave you a break for a year, but now we have to make up for that. Yeah, newsflash, people. When you're disabled, you're probably disabled for a longer time than 1 year, and then you have to pay it back. Because you want to make a profit. Because let's face it, these people make a lot of money. Nobody seems to really control them, do they? They say, oh, you've got legislation to protect you. They can't increase it more than 2.4% or something like that. I don't even know. But I'm just thinking, this is not happening. And why does it have to be every bloody year? I want to know how many people at their jobs, they are always getting a minimum of 2.5 increase in their salaries. And that is only to cover the expenses for you having a roof over your head. I got a bit passionate here, and I'm sorry about that. I hope I'm not annoying the voice. I have a talent of sending the feelings that I have, like everybody else, pretty much. If you're an empath, you feel these things. You don't even need to hear the person speak, you just feel them. Right? Anyway, for those who know. But I'm just thinking, like, how can this society continue on this power trip that you living is an expense? You did not ask to come here. You did not ask to be brainwashed and then be blamed for the actions you take just because you were very, very well programmed. Maybe whomever did the programming is missing a screw or two. I'm talking in technical terms. Because they're doing a lot of screwing. They're screwing us up and down and all around. Like we are puppets. Alright, I might not be posting this because it didn't go where I wanted to go, but I just am so fed up with this hypocrisy. Oh, everybody's complaining. It costs so much to rent an apartment. Oh, yes, it does, but what can you do? You're always like, you can't do anything about anything nowadays. You just have to put up with it no matter how big that pile grows. You need to suck on it, pretty much. When you understand that there's no more room where you can hide in a corner and you need to stand your ground, hopefully it's not too late. Meaning that both your muscles and brain are atrophiated by so much trauma that was imposed on you ever since you dared show up on this planet. I'm wondering, is it true? Is it possible that I chose to come here? Some would say, of course, you came here to make a difference. That's hilarious to me. How can you make a difference in a world of drones who would rather look at, oh, this person has diplomas. That means they're intelligent. Oh, yeah, they are. But you have to be assertive. And if you can't fake it, you cannot make it. That's what they're selling us. I think the time is high to see that this faking they're doing in all kind of ways has become obsolete. And no matter how much they try to distract you with crap and cheap tricks, intimidating you, bullying you, making you cower, making you constantly doubt your value, your skills, everything about you, because you see you're not fitting in. Who's fitting in? Those who say, what can you do? What can you do about that? So they don't do anything. And these poor saps usually have children. I guess they're not thinking about the future their children are going to face just because. What can you do about it? Well, you can do something. Don't have children if you're not capable of ensuring their future is bright. Anyway, sorry for the rant, folks. I didn't want it to go this way. But obviously, when I talk about assertiveness, living conditions, you don't know what they're feeding you. You don't know what you're breathing. You don't know what you're washing with. It's like we're a bunch of cockroaches and we are too resistant. So there's a new battery of experiments coming. That's how I feel. Anyway, love you all. Have a lovely weekend. Take care.